Hi everyone, welcome to your practice today. The Ashtanga Primary Series is a powerful sequence of postures and in its traditional form takes about 90 minutes to practice. I've prepared for you today a short form for when you have a little less time. We'll still practice salutations, standing postures, seated postures, as well as a closing sequence, and yes, Shavasana as well. You may want to have a block for the practice, and I'll touch on different concepts as we move through the practice, but I do want to highlight two of the essential pieces of the Ashtanga Primary Series. First of all, the Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi breath serves to connect the postures, and over time with practice, the body and the breath become one. It becomes a seamless dance. The Ujjayi breath is performed like this. So as you can see, I'm breathing in and out of my nose, and one way to think about this is as though you are fogging a mirror but with your mouth closed. And this is done by just narrowing the airway enough to create a little bit of restriction in the throat, and then you gently push and pull the breath against that restriction. And you know you're doing it if you can hear the breath. And so the sound of your Ujjayi breath sets the tone, sets the pace for the practice. If you no longer hear the breath, you're probably not doing the breath and your mind is probably elsewhere. And if your breath sounds forced or harsh, you're probably using too much effort. So the breath can act as a barometer for your practice. That's the first essential bit. Another essential piece of the Ashtanga system is the drishti, or the gaze. So each posture has a looking point, which will help to direct the eyes and the mental focus, as well as it helps to position the head and the neck in the appropriate place. So I'll be sure to let you know what the drishti is as well for each posture. There's a lot more to tell you, but let's just dive into the practice, and the practice will unveil itself as we go. So let's start standing at the front of the mat. So come to the front of your mat, step the inner big toes together, and let there be a little bit of space between the heels. After all, your feet are not perfect rectangles. And let the arms lengthen alongside the body, and allow the head to be carried on top of the neck, which of course sounds very obvious, but it's fairly normal to bring the head forward of the shoulders. So think about bringing the ears back on top of the shoulders. Spread your toes, spread the soles of the feet, allow the tail to drop and the low belly to draw in. And let's start with that Ujjayi breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, a little bit of restriction in the throat. And we'll begin with a chant in Sanskrit, which basically gives honor to this practice and the teachers that have carried this tradition down the lineage to us today. Bring the palms together at heart center. And if you'd like to chant along with me, you can, or just simply open the ears and listen. Om Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandarashita Svatma Sukhavabode Nishreyase Jangali Kayamane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasi Darinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Om. Releasing the hands. Ujjayi, inhale and exhale. And let's begin. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a little here and tuck the chin. Inhale, lift the gaze, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank, and lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We'll hold here for 5. Breathing 1. So making sure the feet are parallel to each other, hip width apart. Breathing 2. Hands are shoulder width, fingers are spread, index fingers pointing forward. 3. If your hamstrings are a little tight, bend the knees. 4. And 5. On the end of the exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. And as you inhale, hop or step forward. Finish the inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold and tuck the chin. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, samastitihi. Number 2, inhale. And fold, keep the belly pulled in. Inhale, look forward. Step or hop your way. Landing in a low push-up, knees might be down. Inhale, upward facing. Downward facing dog for 5 Ujjayi breaths. Breathing 1. You might choose to pedal the feet. Breathing 2, you might take some side bends here. Breathing 3, let your head hang. Breathing 4. And 5. On the end of the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Let the inhale carry you forward. Exhale, fold and tuck the chin. Inhale, squeeze the legs together. Come all the way up. And samastitihi. Number 3. Inhale, take the arms up, belly in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop back and lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing, lift your knees, and downward facing dog for 5 deep breaths. Now, traditionally, we would do 5 of sun salutation A. Today, I'm just going to lead you through 3. If you wish to do a couple more, pause the video and feel free. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. On the end of that exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop or step. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And samastitihi, Surya Namaskar B. Bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or hop your feet and lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing, press those palms. Downward facing dog, right foot forward, back foot pivots. Inhale, warrior 1, sit down nice and deep. Exhale, hands down, chest forward as you lower. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left foot, back foot pivots. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, 4-limbed staff pose. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. And we'll hold here for 5. Breathing 1. Breathing 2. 3. Check in with the sound and the quality of your breath. 4, and the drishti here is beyond the nose, maybe between the feet, maybe even up toward the navel, but the general direction is beyond the nose. And 5, bend the knees, look forward, hop or step your feet. Inhale, look forward beyond the nose. Fold, tuck the chin, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Drishti is beyond the thumbs. Exhale, Samastitihi. We'll do just one more of those. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Maybe the knees are bent. Exhale, bend the knees. Plant the hands. Step or hop. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Inhale all the way up. Gaze beyond your thumb tips. Exhale. Gaze forward beyond the nose as you lower. Upward facing. Gaze to your third eye. Downward facing. Left foot forward. Inhale. Pull in the belly. Lift the arms. Look up. Exhale. Chaturanga. Chest is forward, elbows are in. Inhale, upward facing, and downward facing dog. And we'll hold for 5. And just like in the first sun salutation, normally in the full practice, you'd take 5 of the B variation as well. But today, we'll just take 2. If you want to do more, feel free. Take 2 more Ujjayi breaths. Steady gaze, steady breath. 1 more breath in. As you exhale, bend the knees, look where you're gonna go, and as you inhale, go there. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, and exhale, Samastitihi, which means equal standing. Hands to the waist, hop the feet hip width apart. Inhale, lift the chest a bit, look up. And exhale, fold. Peace fingers, grab your big toes. As you inhale, take a flat back, look forward, knees might be a little bit bent. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and fold, crown of the head moving toward the floor. For 1, this is called Padangustasana. Padangust means big toe. 2, gazing beyond the nose tip, shoulders lifting. 3, 4, and 5. As you inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, slide your hands underneath your feet, toes to the wrist creases. As you inhale, lean into the palms a little, look forward. And as you exhale, fold, gaze beyond the nose. Find a rhythm in your breath that you like and that works for you. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Finish that exhale, and as you inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, hands to the waist. Pull the tummy in, use your legs, and inhale, come all the way up. Maybe lean back a little bit. And exhale, straight spine. Hop your feet together at the front of your mat. Bend the knees, inhale, left foot steps out. Lining up front foot with your back arch. Inhale, open the arms wide. And exhale, reach out with that right hand. You might slide it down the ankle. You might reach the floor. Look up to your left thumb tip for 1. This is Trikonasana, triangle pose. 2. If you're able to, you might even, peace fingers, take that right big toe and pull up on that big toe. 3, 4, and 5. As you inhale, come up. Exhale, turn the feet, left foot parallel to the long edge of the mat, right toes turn in. And as you exhale, send your hips to the right as you reach to your left. Take the shin, an ankle, a block, or the big toe. Look up to your right thumb tip for 5 breaths. Breathing 1. Breathing 2. Don't worry too much about exact perfect alignment here. What I'm more interested in is the union of your body and your breath. How is your focus? 4. And 5. Use your legs. Inhale, push into the ground. Come up. Turn the feet. Windmill the arms. I'm going to step my left foot a little wider. Exhale, reach out with your left hand to a block or the floor. Right arm reaches up for a revolved triangle. We'll hold here for 5 deep breaths. Breathing 1, gently pulling that right hip back and pushing the ground away with that front leg. 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you exhale, look down, use your legs. Inhale, come up, windmill the arms, and turn the other way. On your next exhale, press into the back leg as the right hand reaches, maybe to a block or the floor. Reach up through that left arm, and we hold for 5 breaths. Breathing 1. 2, left hip pushing toward the back of the mat, trying to level out the sacrum. 3, and if this bothers the neck, to look up at your left thumb, you could look down at your right thumb. 4, and 5. As you exhale, look down. As you inhale, come all the way up. Turn the feet, hop back to the front of your mat. When you're ready, bend the knees, inhale. Big step out to the left, turn your right foot forward, left toes in, bending that right knee, side angle. Reach out, either elbow to the right knee or fingers to the floor, left arm in a diagonal line. The drishti here is the center of your left palm. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release the arm. Inhale, come up, turn the feet. Exhale, bending that left knee, either elbow to the knee, hand to the inside or outside of that foot. Right arm extends, and we breathe. Breathing 1. As you get more comfortable with the series, the transitions in and out of the postures will become a little easier and more synchronized with your breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you exhale, release the top arm. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet, windmill the arms. Right knee bends, left elbow outside the knee. Now, 2 options here. You can either keep your back foot pivoted flat the way it is, or you can lift the heel. Palm to palm, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. The former is more of the traditional. The latter is just a variation. 2, 3. Gaze here beyond that right elbow. 4, and 5. As you exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, reaching through the arms, turn the feet. Exhale, bending left knee, right elbow, outside left knee. And is to actually bring the fingers to the outside of the foot. Arm is on the outside of the knee, and then the left arm is in a long diagonal. Drishti is the palm. For 1, 2, it's a little much for me today. 3, 4, and 5. As you exhale, look down. As you inhale, come up. Turn the feet in, bend the knees, and hop back to the front of your mat. Bend the knees, inhale. Take another big step. Toes stay in, hands to the waist. Inhale, lift the gaze, look up. And fold. Hands to the floor, maybe hands in line with your feet. As you inhale, lift the gaze. Feel free to bend the knees if you need to. And exhale, fold. I'm going to plant my hands and bend my elbows and bring the crown towards the floor. Feel free to bend the knees a bit here. For 1, 2, 3, 4, And 5, as you inhale, lift the gaze, look forward. Exhale, pull the belly in, bring the hands to your waist. Exhale there. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, release the hands. Inhale, open the arms. Clasp all 10 fingers behind you. Inhale, lift the gaze, look up. And we'll fold again for a second variation of Prasarita Padottanasana. Breathing 1. Breathing 2. Breathing 3. Long, deep Ujjayi breaths. 4. And 5. Find your feet. As you inhale, come all the way up. Lift the gaze, look up. Hands to the waist. Step or spring back to the front of your mat. Reach behind you, grab your elbows, or take reverse namaste behind the back, which looks like this. And if that's too much, you might just take the fingertips down. Take a breath in here, bend the knees, step your right foot to the back of the mat, and spin around to face the back. Inhale, lift the gaze, look up, press those palms, or if you've grabbed the elbows, pull those elbows apart, take a breath. And as you exhale, begin to fold. 5 deep breaths here. So if Ashtanga Yoga is new to you, it might feel like we're moving really fast. What I'd like you to think about it instead is more like a dance. It's more like a dance and less like a traditional yoga class where you spend quite a bit of time in each posture. As you inhale, press into the legs, come all the way up, lift the gaze, look up. Exhale, spin around, left foot forward, right foot back. Square the hips. Inhale, lift the gaze, look up. And as you exhale, press into that back foot as you reach out over in Purvottanasana. Actually, Parsvottanasana. I always get those two mixed up. 5 breaths. Try to hug the muscles around the bones of the legs. If you're able to bring your nose to your shin, do so. Gaze beyond the nose. Otherwise, you're gazing down towards that left big toe. On your next breath in, use your legs and come up. Draw the navel in, all the way up, look up. And exhale, release. Spring or step back to the front of your mat. Now I'm going to turn to face you here. Press into your left leg, left hand to the left waist, reach the right arm out, and lift your big toe up to your fingers. If that's too much, never fear, there are variations. You might bend the knee, capture the big toe, and then begin to straighten the leg. Your knee might be a little bit bent. You might even just hold on to the knee. Hold here for 5, 4, and if you're fairly comfortable here, you might choose to forward fold, nose to shin, or at least in that direction. And 1. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, keep the belly pulled in as you swing that leg open to the right and gaze left. Your drishti is a point off to your left. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, bring the leg back to center. Exhale, keep the leg up, hands to the waist. For 1, point the toe. 2, if it's too much, you can bend the knee. 3, 4, and 5. Bring it down. Other side. Spread those right toes. Right hand to the waist. Reach out and capture the big toe, however you see fit. Breathing 1, 2, don't be afraid to use a wall here with the right fingertips. 3, 4, don't be afraid to try leaning forward. And 5, as you inhale, lift the head. Exhale, keep pressing the inner right leg line down as you open the left leg to the left, gazing right for 1, 2, eyes are steady. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, bring the leg back to center. Exhale, hands to the waist, point the toe for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Press into your left foot. Pick up your right leg. So a couple variations for this next one. Tree posture is a great standing balance hip opener. Another option here is to simply cross that ankle on top of the lower thigh and sit down and back to open up that right hip joint. Third option, and this is technically the posture that exists within the sequence. Pick up that right leg, fold that right knee down, and see if you can capture that left elbow behind you or even binding that right foot. Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. 5 breaths here. And if you're capturing the foot, you have the option to forward fold, left hand to the floor, or not. If you're folding, inhale, look forward, exhale, pause, inhale, stand all the way up, and then whatever variation you've got, release it. Other side. Spread your right toes, press into your right foot, and either take your Vriksasana, tree posture, your figure 4, hip opener, or standing tall, slide that ankle, that heel up the leg, and carefully fold that left kneecap towards the floor. For 1, and you might stay right here without the bind behind the back. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release left leg. I'll meet you back at the front of the mat. On your next breath in, take the arms up, lift the gaze, exhale, and forward fold. Inhale, look forward, exhale, bend the knees, and take Utkatasana for 5. So pull the belly in a little, think about hollowing that space between the ribs and the pelvis. 3, sit down and back, soften your shoulders. 4, and 5, stand and dive. As you inhale, lift the gaze, look forward, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or hop. Inhale, upward facing dog, lean back, and downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot pivots. You'll remember this from the salutation. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. So I'm turning my chest towards that front knee. Don't worry too much about cranking that left hip all the way to face forward with your back foot pivoted. You don't want to push that too hard. 4, and 5. As you inhale, straighten the right leg, keep the eyes up, keep the arms up, spin around, and we'll take Warrior 1 on the left side. Breathing 1. Gaze is up beyond the thumb tips. 2, hands can be together or apart. 3, push into the outer edge of the back foot. 4, and 5. I like to straighten my left leg, turn my torso to the right, and then take Warrior 2. Reach out through the arms, sit down deep in the legs, button those front ribs down a little bit for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, straighten the left leg, turn the feet, gaze over your middle right fingertip as you descend into Warrior 2. For 1, back leg strong, 2, 3, try to create length in the side ribs, 4, and 5. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the floor and move through chaturanga, up dog, down dog. From your downward facing dog, take a deep breath. Exhale, bend the knees, look where you're gonna go. Hop or step, and have a seat. So the first posture here is called Dandasana. Danda means stick or staff. So we're looking to make the legs and the torso straight as a staff. Press the hands on either side of the hips, pull the toes back, nestle the chin down, and we'll hold for 5 deep breaths here. If you're really tight in the hamstrings, you might find that bending the knees allows your spine to sit up straight. 3, 4, and 5. Reach forward for the big toes. If you need to use a strap to make that connection, feel free. As you inhale, lengthen. Try to hollow the belly a little, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, begin to fold. Your arms play a role here. Your arms are pulling your chest towards your feet. 2. And again, if you're tight, bend your knees. I'd rather see you have a flat back and bent knees than straight legs and a rounded back. 4. And 5. As you inhale, lift the gaze, look forward, release. Bring the hands behind you. Fingers are spread. 2 options here. You might bend the knees, feet flat, or you might keep the legs straight, feet together. It's up to you. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, press the hands and the feet and lift everything in between for 1. 2, I'm going to let my head carefully fall back. 3, but another option would be chin to the chest. 4, and 5, and release it down. So here we have our first vinyasa, or connecting sequence of postures. So I'm going to pull my legs in, I'm going to breathe in, exhale, hands down, step back, and I'll move through my chaturanga, up dog, down dog, which you will recognize from your salutations. From your downward facing, take a breath, bend the knees, hop or step, and have a seat on the floor. Left leg straight. This first posture is really just a warm-up, but it's such a wonderful warm-up that I think everyone should do it. So cradle that right lower leg into the chest, and if it's difficult to sit up, bend that left knee. That'll give you the ability to have a straight back even if your hamstrings are tight. Pull the leg in, and if you're tight, it might look something more like this. Flex the right foot and draw the chest and the calf closer together, and we'll just rock it side to side. And now either your left foot will stand on top, your right foot will stand on top of your left ankle and will sit tall and forward fold. Or from this position, slide the heel up into that left hip crease, maybe bind behind you. Take that left foot and exhale, forward fold. Breathing 1. And again, you might be sitting up tall. 2. And all the while, you're listening for your ujjayi breath. 3, the drishti here is towards that left big toe. 4. And 5, as you inhale, look forward, exhale, release, and we'll switch sides. So we'll start with that warm-up on the left hip. So cradling that left leg in. If you need to bend that right knee, feel free. Spine is tall. Hug it in. Take a breath, and then either left foot stands on that right ankle. So we're getting the hip opening as we forward fold, or slide the leg up into the right hip crease, make a bind, and if you can't make the bind, you don't have to. You can just reach forward here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lift the gaze, look forward, exhale, release, and let's take a vinyasa. So draw the legs in, you can hold them with your feet, make yourself into a tight little compact ball to balance, then feet down, hands down, step or hop back. and move through your vinyasa. So remember the ways that you can modify. You can bring the knees down, you can bring the belly down, you can keep the legs down in your back bend, you can even take a pose of the child here. From there, ending up in your downward facing dog. From here, bend the knees, look forward, hop or step, and have a seat. So Marichyasana A, left leg is straight, draw that right leg in. You want a bit of space in between the foot and the leg, and reach forward with your right arm, and that might be enough. Next option would be to press the tricep against that right shin bone, push it back, and then the final option would be to bind. And if you can't quite capture hands behind your back, you could use a strap or even your shirt or your pant. Inhale, squeeze that leg in, and exhale, forward fold. The drishti here is your left big toe. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you inhale, sit back up, and we'll dive right into Marichyasana C. Legs stay the same. I'm going to twist around to my right. Left arm can wrap around the right leg, or if I can go deeper, elbow outside the knee. Inhale, sit tall, tummy in, and take a twist. 5 breaths. As my chest turns to my right, take care that your left hip doesn't follow. So keep that left hip crease grounded as you twist to the right. For 3, 4, left foot is flexed, and 5. Look forward, release. If you want to do a little something in between sides, you might cross the ankles, press the hands, and lift up, and bring it down. Left side. Left leg comes in from Marichyasana A. Left arm reaches up and maybe forward, and that's enough. Maybe the tricep pushes the shin bone back, or maybe you're willing to go for the bind. Make sure that the palm is out as opposed to in. Palm is out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Drishti is the right big toe. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. And we'll go right into Marichyasana C. Right arm reaches up, and either wrap the arm around or take the elbow outside the knee. Inhale, lengthen, and twist. And again, my chest is turning left, so I'm anchoring my right hip crease down and back. For 1, 2, and so often in yoga, balance exists in equality of opposite forces. So right now, my right elbow is pressing my knee toward the midline, and my knee is pressing back. 4 and 5. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release, and we'll take a vinyasa. So instead of bringing the legs in like you've done, maybe you put the feet on the floor, hands down, lift up. Exhale, hands forward, step or hop back, and move through your series of postures, riding your breath. From your downward facing, bend the knees, look forward, hop or step your feet, and have a seat. Navasana, boat posture. Open up the arms, reach out through the legs for 1. You might bend the knees, you might hold the legs. 2, 3, lean back a little bit, belly stays in. 4, and 5, try this. Bend the knees, feet down, come forward, hands down, come up onto the heels, lean forward, shoulders over the wrists, and then have a seat. Navasana number 2. We'll do 3 of these. Traditionally, we would do 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Feet down, hands down. Traditionally, we would float gracefully into a handstand here. But instead, we're going to do a handstand drill. So lift the heels, lean forward, lift the hips, round the back, and then release it down. Last one, Navasana. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, exhale, lift the heels, lean forward, maybe heel to the bum, bring it down, heel to the bum, bring it down, and have a seat, vinyasa. Inhale, exhale, send it back, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, and downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. From your downward facing dog, look forward. I'm going to bring my hands just a little closer together. Bend the knees, and on the beginning of your inhale, either hop or step outside your pinky fingers. So we'll start with a squat, and I'll turn to face you here. Turn the toes out. The feet are wide, elbows on the insides of the knees. Press the arms out for Malasana. 5 breaths here. Now, technically, this is not part of the Ashtanga Primary Series, but it's a preparation for what actually is in this spot, which we'll just touch on briefly. From your Malasana, bring your hands to the floor, lift your bum, and take your arms between the legs and behind the calves. I'm going to turn back this way. I'm going to push my hands into my calves to snuggle my upper arms a little bit higher underneath my legs. Hands to the floor behind my heels. Drop the buttocks a little bit, bend the elbows until you have a little shelf. I'm going to look forward. Now, the key to this posture is in the name. Bhuja Pida means shoulder pressure. So I'm going to squeeze my knees around my shoulders, maybe lift my heels, maybe lift my feet. Squeeze a bit more, legs around the arms and cross the ankles. For 5, 4, 3. In lieu of this, you might just stay in your squat, in your Malasana. 4, drishti is beyond the nose. And 5, and release the feet to the floor and have a seat. Let the feet come out in front of you, a little bit of bend in the knees. Very similar, bring the arms on the insides and grab the ankles from the outside. Inhale, pull with your hands to extend the spine. And as you exhale, fold. This is a preparation for Kurmasana, and you might be content to stay right here, but if you want more, lean a little to your right. Let that left hand reach back behind you, palm down. Notice that your leg needs to be high up on the arm, not just on the elbow. Same on the other side. Reach that right arm back. Squeeze those inner knees towards the outer shoulders. And then the final step, you begin to straighten the knees more and more and more. And you can see why this is called Kurmasana, tortoise pose. 5 breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very carefully, bend those knees again. Carefully extricate yourself from this posture. Bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open wide. Now, if you have the time and the energy to do a vinyasa in between, you are welcome to. Inhale, sit tall, and as you exhale, open the soles of the feet and begin to take the chest forward. You might press elbows into the inner legs for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you inhale, slowly come back up. Let's take a vinyasa. So I'm going to cross the ankles, hands down, lift up, and squeeze the legs in like you're becoming very compact here. Take a breath. Exhale, hands forward. Step or hop, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Just hold your up dog a moment here. If your legs are on the ground, hold your cobra. Your Ashtanga Primary Series has a lot of forward bends and hip openers. So enjoy the back bends when you can. On your next exhale, pull back into downward facing. Bend the knees, step or hop. Have a seat and come lie on your back. And if you've got your t-shirt in a knot, release the knot. So bring your right leg into the chest, left leg out. This is Supta Padangustasana. Now you've done this standing, so it'll be familiar yet different reclining. Peace fingers take the right big toe, or of course you can loop a strap around that right foot, left hand on the left thigh. Descend that right thigh bone away from the ribs. Inhale, lengthen your leg, and exhale, use the abdominals to lift the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Use your right arm to pull the right leg toward you for 1. 2, right leg continues to straighten as that right arm pulls it in. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lower the head, turn the toes out to the right, and exhale, let the leg fall open on a diagonal, and look to your left for 1. And try to keep the left ribs, left buttock down, left leg down. 2, 3, 4, drishti is off to the left, beyond the nose, and 5. Inhale, bring the head and the leg back to center. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower the head and lower the leg. Take a moment, just feel the difference between the hip joints, and then we'll move to the left side. Left peace fingers grab the big toe or a strap around the foot. Descend that left femur bone away, and when you're ready, lift up using the abdominals. Left arm pulls the foot towards you, right arm reaches for the right foot for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lower your head. Externally rotate the leg at the hip socket so the toes point out, and sweep the leg to your left and look to your right for 1. And keep the right side of the body heavy. Don't roll over onto that left side. 2, 3, right foot flexing. 4, and 5. As you inhale, sweep the leg back up. Exhale, lift up, pull the nose toward the knee. Inhale, lower the head, and exhale, lower the leg. And just be here a moment. What comes next is a sequence of finishing postures. We will increase the number of breaths that we take. We'll increase the length of the breaths. And this is where we begin our slow descent into our final resting position. So to balance out some of these forward bends, let's start with a couple of back bends. So bending the knees, bring the feet in. You might reach down, see if you can just graze fingertips to the heels. We'll start with a bridge. Press the feet into the floor. Inhale, tuck the tail, lift the buttocks, low back, mid back, upper back. Roll your shoulders underneath you. As you lift up, try not to strain your belly for the ceiling. Let the belly be soft and down, even as the spine is lifting up. Rolling shoulders underneath you, maybe you clasp your hands. Don't turn your head side to side. And after about 5 or so breaths, come on down, reversing the way you came up. Take a breath in and out. Second back bend, repeat, or place the hands on either side of your head. Squeeze the elbows towards the midline, and we'll come into it the same way. So when you're ready, press the feet, tuck the tail, peel the spine off the ground. And then from here, you might just stay here, squeezing those elbows in. Next step, to come up, press the hands and just lightly rest on the crown of the head. Don't put a lot of weight on the head here. And from here, it's just a push to come into your Urdhva Dhanurasana. 5 deep breaths here. Make sure that the feet don't start Charlie Chaplining. Keep them fairly parallel to each other. I'm just going to walk in a little bit closer. Drishti here is beyond the nose. After 5 deep breaths here, maybe even more than 5, bend the elbows, rest the crown of the head for a moment, and then tuck the chin, come onto the shoulders, and release the spine just the way you came up. Bring the knees into the chest. Let that sink in. You roll side to side. From here, take a breath in. Exhale, lift your head and bring the nose toward the knees. So I'm rounding my spine here to counteract the back bend of the spine. And if you wish, you can begin to straighten the legs a bit. Breathe into the back ribs, and release it down. Our final 3 postures center around the neck. We're coming up into shoulder stand, plow pose, and fish pose. So here's a nice way to take an alternative. You might just stay on your back with your feet in the air, and you can enjoy many of the benefits of the inversions just from here. And you could even take your legs up a wall or even rest your calves on a couch if you happen to be practicing near a couch or a chair. For those of you that want to come into a full shoulder stand series, bring the knees into the chest. One way to come into this is to press your fingertips into the floor and roll right on up. I find it useful to come into a plow pose, draw my shoulders underneath me and closer together, bend the elbows and get the hands on the back, then take my legs vertically. Do not turn your head side to side. So it might be useful to watch this sequence if you're unfamiliar and then come up into it. And we'll breathe here for about 10 breaths. Think about growing your feet towards the ceiling actively. A little bit of an internal rotation in the legs. You might take the hands a little higher. Or you might rest the hands a little lower, coming more into almost a pike position. From here, after your 10 breaths, bend at the waist and bring the toes over the head towards the floor. If they touch, that's fine. If they hover, that's fine too. See if you can clasp your hands, roll the shoulders under you, and breathe quietly for 10. From here, hands can come back to the back or hands to the floor. Release the shoulders and slowly
roll out. I'm using my hands as brakes on the floor. You can even hold the edges of your mat. Slowly roll out, vertebra by vertebra. Either straighten out the legs one at a time, or you might choose to cross the legs here. Hands take right below the buttocks. Elbows are tight to the side body. I'll press my elbows into the ground, lift, arch my back, and then let my head look back. I'm going to rest on the crown of my head for 5, actually for 10. And I might keep my hands there, or I might reach out, hands on the thighs. 9. Feel the opening in the throat. 8. 7. 6. 5. Elbows might be on the ground for support. 4. 3. 2. Ujjayi breaths. And 1. Press the elbows. Hold on to the legs if you want more support. And release the head. Let all of that sink in. Finally, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a squeeze. And bring the feet to the floor. Maybe traction the head a little bit away from the spine. Maybe massage the neck a little bit. Maybe windshield wiper the knees side to side. And when you're ready, prepare for Shavasana. Straighten out your legs. Let there be space between the shoulder blades. Arms are relaxed. Face is relaxed. Close the eyes. Let the body gradually become still. Let go of your Ujjayi breath. In fact, just let the breath be. No more control. No more effort. Relax. If you have the ability to stay longer in your Shavasana, please feel free. But if it's time and you're ready, bring some movement into your hands and feet. And bending your knees, slowly make your way onto one side. And then
using your hands, push down to sit yourself up. Sitting up tall. Feel your sit bones growing down into the earth. Feel your crown floating up toward the sky. And feel all that space in between. Bring palms together at heart center. Give yourself some gratitude for this wondrous physical body that does so much for us. It carries our soul and is so very capable. And take one more deep breath in, hold the breath in, and let it go. Namaste.